This is just getting our knees, David? Because I don't really have the coolest socks on today.
Well, I'm going to have to... No, it's not getting your knees.
It's not?
David,
it's getting your knees. It's getting your knees.
I'm very needy. When are we starting this bitch?
We're going.
All right. Dalton, dude. Oh my God, is that Dalton Drumm?
Dude, it's me. Is that? Well, you gotta say that for the end of the podcast.
Huh.
For our whoa, dude.
Oh, we can still talk. That's literally a segment right there. It's the second one.
Oh, going viral on TikTok.
I feel like the people watching this know.
Hey guys, we went viral on TikTok on Christmas Day.
The most wild Christmas morning we've ever had in our entire lives.
Christmas miracle.
It was nice to have one of those.
Went to bed. We had I remember David sent me a text, and I just saw the text the other day. David goes, "Dude, 1,700 views. We're going viral."
Uh-huh.
And we're like, yeah. Wake up the next morning. By 8 a.m., it hits. And boom, it's like 5,000 people, 5,000 people, 5,000 people. Likes. It was wild.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then, I thought we were going to cap out at, 75,000. I thought that was going to be, okay.
We hit 50,000 before 12 o'clock.
And I thought that we were, I thought there's no way we get to 100. There's no way we get, 100,000 views. This is too crazy. And, it just kept chipping away.
Going. And now we're at, what, 215K?
Yeah, as of right now, we have over 200,000 views. Our followers on TikTok have gone from 30 followers to 1,700.
Around 1,700, a little bit more.
So welcome.
So if you're new here from TikTok, welcome to our set.
No more Christmas decorations, today is...
But we do got good spirit and a big heart.
Today is... Oh.
Happy New Year's.
No.
It is New Year's.
Oh, when they come out?
Yeah.
Oh. Happy New Year's. Sorry. I thought we were going somewhere else with that.
Happy New Year's Day. Guys, this is the first podcast of the year.
First podcast of the year.
This is the first time we're sitting down in these chairs.
And if you listen to any of the episodes from the last month, those were all special intros. But this is just the classic Drummer Drummer intro. David, roll it. I'm Drumm.
I'm Drummer.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Week 59.
Week 59, everybody. That's 5 plus 5 is 10. Times 3 is 30. Plus 20 is 50. Plus 5, 55. Plus 4, 50. Fucking 9, baby. What's up?
And as always, we're your hosts. I'm Drumm.
And I'm Drummer.
And this is a podcast about brotherhood and the 3 S's. Self-improvement.
Stories.
And the supernatural. Dude, Dalton. What's up, man? Your energy's high today. I love it.
Dude, this is the first time we're having our podcast this year.
This is 2021. So, what are some expectations for 2021? To tell our listeners what they can expect.
All right, guys.
Especially if they're new here.
If you guys are new here, we are a podcast and we talk about just about anything you could think of. Literally anything. I don't know. Do we have a specific
So we're Dalton and I are siblings. I'm Matthew. This is Dalton. I'm the older of the two of us. He's the younger.
He's the baby brother.
He's the baby brother. And we just talk about some childhood trauma comes up, some lifelong memories that we have, and we just kind of talk about random stuff that comes up. Yeah. It tends to revolve around our 3 S's, which is where those come from. So a lot of the supernatural, a lot of
stories,
a lot of storytelling.
There you go.
We do enjoy our stories, and we're very big on self-improvement here. So
let's
talk about that too.
It's weird that we're doing this during the day because I can see things outside, so I get distracted. So I got to really focus on the cameras and stuff.
Yeah, you were ready for your nap about 10 minutes before you did what you did.
Yeah, well, me and Matt had some food, and then we had destructive diarrhea. So we're back here, and we're doing good. Matthew's not going to want that on the podcast, by the way.
Welcome. This is the content I know you're here for. But, dude, let's go back to going viral on TikTok.
I just have something to say about that. I don't have toxic masculinity. I feel like that's false.
How about thank you first?
Yes.
Thank you everybody for all the likes and comments and shares. All 700, 800 of the shares.
Yeah, before you hit toxic masculinity, how about you talk about all the people that love the relationship between
really
the
hit
two
me
of you?
here. Yeah. No, I mean there's plenty
Why?
of that. It's really hurt my feelings.
We both know we don't have that at all.
I know. I just feel like I needed to address it.
Okay,
And you're
all
just
right,
putting me down. You're supposed to be supporting me, and you're putting down my opinions on life.
Sounds kind of toxic.
Yeah, he has toxic masculinity. Actually, maybe they were talking about you.
Probably because I was the one pushing me away. It was wild, dude. It's crazy to see I see numbers like that on other accounts and stuff, and so to have it happen to us was wild. And then just like the amount of comments of like, oh my gosh, that's exactly how my brothers react, or oh, I have 4 boys and they all do the same thing. And everybody, like, my favorite part was they noticed the flinch. Like Dalton kind of hesitates a little bit, and everybody's like, I know that flinch. I know that flinch.
Yeah.
So it's like a universal sibling thing,
Yeah,
which I think is awesome.
It was definitely funny to see everyone's comments and how they liked it. I enjoyed it, but I did a thing, and I went on to the Jonas Brothers TikTok, and I was comparing our one video to their hundreds. And I was like, we have more likes on this video than they do on like most of theirs.
On most of them?
On most of them. And I was like, so we're pretty much just as cool as the Jonas Brothers, if not a little better.
Yeah.
What's if they're the JoBros?
The Drumm Bros.
The Drumm Boys?
Or
Nope.
the Droolers.
The Drumm Boys?
The
No.
Droolers.
The Droolers.
None of that. Absolutely not.
That'll
We
be
both drool when we
that'll be
sleep.
our fan base. You can be like, welcome back, Droolers.
Hell no.
Well, you need to think of one now.
You know, there is
No.
a conspiracy theory saying like fan bases and like calling them like certain names. Like you have like the Jake Paulers. It's a scheme for them to get more money out of them because they feel more like family when they have their own like fan base name.
Well, we got the marketing guy right here. I'm sure there's a bigger
true?
reason.
It's branding. Like everybody wants to be a part of something bigger than themselves, right? So, I actually think of it not that anybody that follows them is a part of this, but like the extreme example would be Colts. You know, because you have like that one person that they a lot of times will portray themselves to be able to have some wisdom or they're able to know like about the future and what's going to happen. A lot of times it has to do with like doomsday and stuff like that. And through that, it just gives them, these individuals, like a bigger meaning than, themselves. And so it gives them a way to identify. Everybody wants to be a part of something.
Yeah, that makes sense. They were just saying like it takes advantage of them getting money out of them. So it's a little easier. I was going to talk about Jared Leto. Do you know that like he's like going to start a cult?
Oh, is he?
He's gonna start?
Yeah.
It seems like he already did.
Well,
Jared Leto looks like a cult leader in the first place,
does.
honestly.
hi, Matt here. Will you fill me in? What?
Yeah, so apparently Jared Leto wants to start a cult.
About what, Dalton?
I haven't looked into it. I saw the post.
You saw like a Twitter post or something like that.
How long ago did that start?
That was a few months ago. It's been a few months, right? Yeah, it's been a minute. I'll look more into it for next week so we can talk about it more. But yeah, I thought that was really cool.
That's what I feel like.
It just makes sense.
Some of the most desirable features are in some of the most undesirable people. Because you have like cult leaders who I think have to have a crazy amount of charisma. And then I was talking with someone about serial killers that are like, most of them are super high Q.
What does that mean?
No, high
Like
IQ.
super smart.
Super smart.
Oh, high Q.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I Matthew's really into cults. Or just like learning about them. He's not gonna.
I just like joining all of them.
But I always like the serial killer psychology and stuff like that. The way they think and do things blows my mind.
Yeah. But enough of this cult talk, dude.
I'm getting too close.
Getting too close home. You're just gonna find me out. So here on the Drum Drummer podcast, we like to do monthly challenges. We started this. Go back to last week's episode. You can listen to Dalton, who learned how to speak his Christmas.
How to speak English.
No, he learned how to ask for what he wanted from Santa in a different language.
So this week we did a new challenge this month.
Yes.
And this is Matthew learning how to do the splits within a month. Now we saw Matthew try and do this earlier this week.
We can have him do it again.
We can definitely have.
No,
do it
I have
again.
pictures that we'll post.
But
Okay.
oh
I
my,
mean, they're right here.
I will rip these.
You're
jeans.
right here.
I will rip these jeans.
it was an interesting one.
It's gonna be a long month.
It was. He had some stretching to do.
Well, give us your. Some people thought you were pretty good, and then other people were.
It depends who you ask. Okay,
Uh-huh.
I'm a flexible individual. I'm not.
You can touch your toes.
I can touch my toes. Like that's not a big deal, right? Like I'm pretty mobile. But you know, Monique is Gumby. So she sees me and like I feel like I'm doing really good on a stretch. She's like, "Oh, honey, we've got some work to do." And I'm like, "What? It's not fair." That's like she's biased. But I'd say like I'm above average when it comes to flexibility. However, I'm trying to learn the front splits, right? So that's where one leg comes out in front, the other leg comes out behind.
Yeah.
But I want to do it on both. Like I don't want to just like focus on one.
Yeah.
When my left leg is in front, that hamstring is so tight that like. I feel like that side's gonna be the worst one.
Isn't your knee on your left side also worse?
No, that's my right knee, but it's better now thanks to Knees Over Toes guy. On
He
Instagram.
hurts it every week. I don't believe him. But
How's your wrist, big guy?
it's fine.
Oh yeah,
It's getting better.
Oh okay.
I hurt my wrist
Doing.
lifting.
Yeah. Okay.
And Matthew just gave me shit because I finally have one injury while he has his for the past 2 years, and he's ignored it, by the way. So he's had it for 3 years. He's ignored it for the past 2 and just now started fixing it. Because then it really started to bother him. God, you piss me off. You know that?
Now we're back into it.
Now we're here. But yeah, so I'll be learning how to do the splits this month. I'll be posting progress pics along the way, and then we'll do it before and after.
So then,
That'll be cool.
Dalton, what is acceptable as a success for Matt at the end of the month?
I would like to see. I don't need to be flat on the ground. If he can go all the way flat on the ground, I'm convinced he doesn't have balls. But as long as he can get like one cheek to kind of touch the ground, like just enough, or like just like the bottom part of his hammy.
I don't think it's physically possible for his butt cheek.
I'm not saying because if you can do it for your butt cheek, you just go.
You
to
get
the
one of his.
side.
You could get him to like teabag the ground.
I don't think he. I don't think that would work for him. I would just say like maybe the bottom of his like hammy. Just to barely get it to touch.
Yes.
I'll
Okay.
be impressed.
Hamstring. I feel like that's a good
I'll
barometer.
I'll be impressed.
Hamstrings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't take much.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so I'll be learning that this month. I'm pretty. I'm actually excited to get into it. I stretched yesterday.
It's just so much stretching he has to do. That's all it is. It's just constant stretching.
Well, we had Christmas,
We did.
and as normal post Christmas, yes, someone's doing their lawn yard work,
Is this going to come up on the podcast?
and probably won't.
Okay. We can just hear it?
Yeah,
Okay. All right. What Christmas recap and gifts?
yeah.
Dawn, what'd you get
Let's
for
get some
Christmas?
brags, man.
No, I want to talk about your problem with the cookies. Your problem with mom's cookies.
My mother ruined Christmas. Ruined.
She's basically grinched out Christmas this year.
Dude, I was so disappointed. So okay, let's get into it, you guys. So I want them to see I like to drink out of my clay cups. Okay.
Drinking Coke out
So-
of a clay cup.
So, my mom likes to bake cookies a lot, and we have these peppermint, like candy cane cookies that we despise. We don't really care for them. And then, every other cookie my mom makes is good. But the one cookie that she's always, and it's been my favorite cookie of hers since I was little,
It really is really good.
is her snickerdoodles.
Yeah.
They're always just perfectly soft. Like the cinnamon is just delicious. It's so good. So my mom she doesn't believe in the saying, if it's not broke, don't fix it. She's like, if my boys love it, let's improve on it so they can love it more. And it always backfires. And she gets it from my grandmother, who just loves to take really, really amazing recipes and just experiment. But on me, so I get to try them because I'm the only grandson that'll actually eat it.
What's that one cookie grandma makes that's really good that you like?
Oh, they're persimmon cookies. Nobody else likes them, but I like them a
Persimmon
lot.
cookies. Those are bomb.
Yeah, they're so good.
Those are bomb cookies.
So my mom takes my beloved snickerdoodles and she says, "You know what? I'm gonna do exactly what the book says this time, even though I have my own way that I've been doing for the past, how old am I? 25, so like 23 years." So she does it, and then I go and I grab a cookie and I see my mom staring at me, and I take a bite, and immediately I like look down and I'm like, there's something wrong with this cookie? And she's like, "Oh my God, you noticed?" I'm like, "Yes, I noticed. What did you do different?" She goes, I followed the recipe. I didn't do it how I usually do. And I'm like, why? Like, why? Why would you
why would you want to change it?
Why
up?
would you change it? It makes no sense to me. And then I went on a long tangent about how she ruined Christmas for me, but I'm over it. It's
Even fine. I know last year we talked a lot about mom's candy cane cookies, and she remade them last year because she was so offended. And they actually came out like they still weren't good, but like they came out softer and less like a rock, you know? So they were cool, but still not like satisfying to eat. It was just cool looking. So yeah, I'll give her props. She's improved, but then she started improving on things that doesn't need to be improved on, like snickerdoodles. Yeah. Come on. Keep it where it is.
It's not broke, don't fix it.
Hey, man. It's a cookie, man. Let it be a cookie. Let it grow. Let it do its thing.
But Dalton, what'd you get for Christmas, man? What are you excited about?
Me and Matt got a beer pong table.
We did.
That was the first thing we opened for Christmas. We're like, hell yeah, it's time.
And this is professional level?
That's what Dad says.
It's regulation size, apparently.
Regulation size.
Yeah, very adamant about it. The regulation size.
He's all, this is what the professionals use. And I was just like, there's a professional beer pong player.
I had no idea. But that was pretty exciting. I got plenty of clothes, some new pants, t-shirt. This is all Christmas wear.
Let's go. New hat.
You're
new
wearing the
too?
t-shirt this year.
Yeah.
Usually you get shirts and you just...
Well, I'm not big on getting clothes for gifts and stuff, but I made sure if they were going to give me clothes, they knew exactly what I needed, not just getting me random shirts that I will never wear. So I'm sticking with it. They did pretty good this year. I'm pretty excited, pretty happy with it. And Matt got me one of my favorite artists right now is named JimmyJamBoomBam. He got me a really dope art piece.
Shouty touty.
Shouty touty to JimmyJamBoomBam for my dope ass Darth Vader crazy motherfucker. I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So I just got that one, and then he looked lonely on my wall, so I got a thing called the Oogie Boogie Man from Night Before Christmas, but he did like a different type of like style with it, and it looks really dope. So I just ordered that. That should be in probably tomorrow. I'm really excited. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. And then I got a really cool Blackstone grill, like a 22-inch like Blackstone griddle from Dalton and David. D&D. Yep. And then I also got a cast iron pan from Monique, which I've been wanting for a while, which I'm pretty excited about. And then I got a bunch of clothes and stuff, but I enjoy it. It was a good Christmas. Are you sure we're not going to hear this? It's pretty loud. Oh, there's nothing we can do about it now. You want to go tell him to be quiet?
Yeah, because that worked out so well the last time Matt went out and talked to the gardener. I did not
fire the fucking gardener.
I just don't want to be annoying for the listeners.
Are you going to make me tell the story? Is that the lead into that?
If you want to. It's been on here before.
Yeah, we told it already.
All right, no, I'm going to leave it. It's not my...
Would you say... Well, hold on. Would you say together, all the gifts you got was collectively less or more than $800?
Less. Definitely less.
Yeah. Because there's a mom who spent $800. She has 2 kids.
Nice.
Spent $800 on herself for Christmas and nothing on her kids.
Oh.
All right. Hey, treat yourself.
Treat yourself to the highest extent.
So
she opened up her own gifts for Christmas, or what's the deal with that?
Or did she make her kids like hand her the gifts?
No, she definitely just gave them to herself. Oh, her name's Carla Bellucci. And she is an Instagram model and a TikTok influencer. And her kids are 15 and 13.
As are we.
And so she said that... Do we need to put that in our bio now?
TikTok influencers? Yeah.
And so she got them nothing, stating that as they are aspiring TikTok influencers and Instagram models, they should also be getting their own ad money.
Oh.
Which is a little confusing because they're minors. So wouldn't she still get the money?
Yeah, she would need to like sign a waiver or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dang. All right. I mean,
that's intense social media.
Way to teach your children the value of $1.
Can you brighten this piece of shit?
It's a great computer. Don't ever talk about it.
It's not a great computer. We've had this conversation.
That's as bright as it goes.
Okay.
I mean, we could use your other one, but you don't want to bring it up here.
I don't know. How would you guys react to being your parents spending... I guess you wouldn't know how much they spent on themselves.
Maybe that's just the way they live. Maybe that's like their lifestyle. Is like they don't think about, like that's not how they do Christmas. You know, they all buy themselves their own things and then open it all at once together. The things they got themselves. What a beautiful Christmas.
What the hell?
What?
The mom who previously, I should say bagged a free NHS nose job by faking depression. considers her no gift Christmas policy an important life lesson and a great chance to spoil herself.
I think blagged is a British term for like.
Oh, is this in the UK?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I think that's a British term for like scored a free one.
You just blagged it.
I don't know. Let's do an impromptu slang trivia with Matt Drumm.
Trivia with Matt Drumm. All right, guys.
So you know what I think.
Blagged. I feel like it's like I bagged it. So I think you're right. Like scored, snagged.
Dalton, you got a different one?
It sounds like blah. So I'm thinking like, oh no, I just blagged everywhere. You threw up.
You threw up?
All right. Yeah. So she threw up a free nose job by faking depression. All right. Yeah. All right.
Blagged is a slang term meaning a robbery, especially with violence. So I don't know how she violently robbed.
Oh, this chick is something else. And I quote, Carla said, I don't care if people call me Oh, no. I am a brilliant mom and am using COVID Christmas as a life lesson. I want my kids to be social media stars, and withholding gifts this year will teach them to make money for themselves. Lockdown stressed me, so I need to spoil myself. I've always bought the kids nice things and Christmas throughout the years. It's mummy's time now. I mean, to each their own. I don't know. I feel like her kids would be upset, but
That is fucking stupid.
Did you guys get allowances when you were little?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I could have. I was very terrible at it.
You opted out?
Yeah.
I did my chores every week. I got $20 a week.
Oh, wait, so how did it work?
It would be like you can do if you do this, you can do all
what were
these.
your chores?
It was always like it was always dishes, the lawn. I was always mowing the yard, dishes, yard, and then like I don't know, probably like picking up the dog poop. What were yours? What would you do?
That was mine.
You know, dude, I think they just offered us both the same thing and said at least one of them will do it.
If I was the dishes, picking up the poop outside, and
dude, because I would always get these huge projects, and
I
would
sweep. I never swept. I did not like doing that. But I did the dishes and I picked up the dog poop. And then once Matthew, when Matthew really stopped doing whatever he was told to do, I picked up his chores and I was getting $40 a week.
Your allowance was $20 a week?
I don't know. I never did it, so.
Yeah, it was $20 a week.
Wow.
So I got $40 every week and I just saved that up, kept saving up that money.
Now and it was just $20 straight, no strings, no attachments, no anything. No conditions.
We had to do the chores. That was the condition.
Not like so.
That noise is really annoying.
Do you think that's a good way to parent? And like
I would definitely give my kids chores.
with an allowance. So
Yeah.
again, with the chores, were those chores additional chores? Did you guys get paid for cleaning your own room? And
No, this was all stuff like in like the family room or the kitchen, anywhere the family be together. Those are things you would clean.
So you
your
had
room
no-
was your responsibility.
you had non-negotiables in your room.
You know, I didn't understand. We have family parties, and I'd be like, "Make sure you clean your room." I'm like, who's gonna go in my room?
Well, no, but that was back when we would actually go into the room and like play. Like we'd go into the room and like the video games were in the room.
Why would the kids care?
Okay, it was more for the like.
Piss me off. Doesn't make sense.
All right. But I was really big on getting projects. So I would get like, we had this vine that would grow over our entire back wall. I'd have to go cut that down. I don't know if I got paid for that. I think I just did it just to earn my keep or whatever.
You were dad's little man.
I was. And then we got a jacuzzi. We had to like pull out like this whole like section that we needed to like put wiring through and stuff. And I had to use a pickaxe and get rid of the grass.
Why did you have to do that? What happened?
We had to he had to lay cement.
No,
Are you saying that
He got in
most of his
trouble.
projects were because he was
He was
grounded?
grounded.
Are you sure that wasn't why you got
And
projects?
that was probably one of the most intense ones that he's ever gotten, like a grounding, because like my dad did not give in at all, nor did my mom. Like they wanted that thing done because they wanted their jacuzzi in, so they made Matthew dig up everything.
And I'll never forget, I was out there and I had the pickaxe and I was like, doing my thing, and then all of a sudden, like I got this like blister on my hand, and then my dad goes. I'll never forget, him and Dalton are sitting down on the cement and they're just watching me. And I'm doing it, right? And like I have my shirt off, it's all hot and just going away, all 12-year-old, 5 foot flat of me. Well, not even that, 4 or 5 probably, doing that. And then I get like this blister. And so I'm like, oh, here's my out. Cool. So I go, Dad, I got a blister. And he's like, grabs duct tape, throws it at me and goes, we're on the field, son. Tape it up. And so I taped up my hand, and Mom was livid when she found out. She's like, he could get an infection.
I can't remember what you did, but Matthew really fucked up. He really fucked up that time. So he had to do all this stuff. And I mean, the jacuzzi is still there till this day at that old house, but
and it worked. We used that jacuzzi a lot. It was worth it for sure.
But so there's like a girl who had her chores taxed. So like she'd get paid she'd pay her allowance, and then like 10% would go into savings, and then 10% would go towards family taxes.
How much money would you get back?
So she got paid like $10. It was like she got $1 into.
That's fucking stupid.
And and then the family tax would go into like a big group thing, and that's where I was just like, was that all the kids? Did the parents also contribute to that tax fund or whatever?
No, they didn't.
Because then they were like, when the tax fund got big enough, they would sit down as a family and discuss what they're going to use that tax money on.
That's cool.
Whether it's like things for around the house or things for vacation or something. I think it was all mainly to upkeep the house.
Yeah, I think that's cool. I kind of like that idea. You know what idea I also like is I know someone who, when they moved back home from college, their parents made them start paying rent. So, they paid rent every month or whatever.
That's a really common thing.
Yeah.
I didn't realize
that. We're super fortunate.
Yeah.
So paying rent, but the parents they just put the money and they put it away. Mm-hmm. When they moved out, they gave it to them either as like a down payment for the house or just to help them, with the funds. And I was like, that's a super cool idea. Like if I ever do that, like when my kids start paying me rent to live where, on their way back from college or whatever, I was like, that's a really cool idea. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Well, I think there's two different like reasons that I think parents will make kids pay rent. I think one is like that in a way where it's like, well, if you're here, I want you to have this, and I don't trust you to do it on your own, so I'm going to have my own way. And then the other one is that it's like an incentive to get them out.
Yeah.
I feel like one is prepping them, and one is like, you can't be at home and not have a job and not have any steps for the future.
Yeah. It pushes you to do something.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like you either pay rent here or you get and sometimes it's conditional. It's like, if you're making enough money, then, then we can talk about something else or whatever.
Yeah.
But what would you do? So how would you guys approach chores when you guys are older if you have your own kids?
I don't know. We'll probably just do like the $20 a week thing.
I would just do a flat fee because at least I understand I'd rather teach my kids about taxes now, but at the same time, your kids are going to be taxed the rest of their lives. I'd rather just not. I mean, I'll have that conversation when it comes, but I'd rather just pay it. Like, let them enjoy the money now, and then when the taxes do come as they get older,
I don't like the idea of just a kid asking for money and you just giving it to him. That doesn't sound good at all. I think there needs to be that discipline of like earning it. So I think earning is super important. The taxing, I get it. Like we all have to deal with it now, but I think the earning is where people need, or the kids need to understand that level.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
So this is just a question I found somewhere else. Oh no. So this is a question that I got from my cousins when they were talking about one of them. Their friend got COVID, and him and his girlfriend got COVID, and they got it at the same time. And the girlfriend was like feeling better and doing her own thing, maybe after like 5 days. And it had been 2 weeks, and they were like, the guy was still just like knocked on his butt. And she was like, but I think men just don't know how to handle pain. And I was like, that's really interesting. I don't know. I feel like that might be the case, but I wanted to bring that to you too.
That we don't know how to handle pain?
That women have higher pain tolerances.
Dude, they have babies come out of their vagina.
I don't feel like this is a conversation.
I feel like that is so true.
I don't want to push a bowling ball out.
Yeah, if I had to give birth to my butthole.
But do you think that contributes to an overall higher pain tolerance for everything?
Probably.
Because she was just like, oh yeah, like guys, they get a headache and they'll be down for the whole day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it being like a
Yeah, because you'll hear everybody bring up the male flu or the man flu or whatever, and it's like,
because
and
it's like a scientific thing where like when men get sick, they're sick for a longer period of time than women are sick for.
but it also just makes sense because like if a guy doesn't have, like, think about it, every month women have their period and it comes with cramps, headaches, and Lord else knows what, right? And I know people that like literally are bedridden because their cramps are so bad. If you go through that every month, when you have a headache, you're gonna be like, oh, that's it. You're gonna be fine. Like your tolerance is way higher, as opposed to, you know, being a man where it's like, when I get sick, I get the flu. That's my only experience to this uncomfortable.
Yeah, like once a year.
Then
Well, not you, Dalton. You started getting migraines.
Yeah, I got like a 1 or 2 or 3 last year, and that was pretty bad. I was at work. I had no idea what was going on. Everything was like super bright. I couldn't really stare at the screen. My head was hurting. I went through 9 hours of work with a migraine, and I was like, what the heck is going on? I tried to go to the gym, and I was like, I can't work out. Like, I just need to lay down.
You know why? It's because you need to go to the eye doctor and get your glasses.
That's why I got a migraine.
Yeah.
Back when I worked at the sex shop.
You were finally using a computer for the first time in your life for more than like, you know, a couple hours at a time. You were literally in front of it all day.
I had that job for a year and a half before I even started getting migraines.
Yeah, but then like your eye strain probably got to that point where it was causing you migraines.
Maybe that's why. I mean, I do stare at a screen a lot now. Like I'm always on the computer. So
Do you have migraines now?
I had like one or two. Yeah,
That's probably it. Because I know when I started using the computer a lot more, I started getting like really bad headaches. My eyes like depleted a lot.
And
and
there's like a function you can put on the screen, right? To like take care of your eyes.
That's like on the iPhone where it's
Yeah.
like bedtime where
Yeah.
after 10 o'clock it turns yellow or whatever.
Yeah.
So then would you guys go and do that thing where they have the machine that simulates it simulates period pain and then it also
Absolutely not. Nope.
simulates
I know it's
pregnancy
hard.
pain.
I
Yeah.
don't question it.
I am okay with not knowing.
Yeah,
I will never downplay it because I don't know it. It just sounds incredibly painful, but I will never do that. I have no desire to.
You tell me that it hurts, I believe
you.
I'm not going to question anything you say.
You tell me it's the worst pain. It's worse than I could even imagine. You're right.
You'll never catch me going, come on, suck it up.
Yeah. No, oh,
Fuck
hell no.
Fuck no. I believe you.
Which pain is worse? Pushing a child out or hearing that they hate your Christmas cookies?
Pushing a child out.
Pushing child
For
out.
sure. 1000%.
Okay. So
Yeah,
no
yeah.
regrets on your mom.
Absolutely not.
No. Child.
No, child.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then the child tries to pull itself back in. Like,
What?
God, no.
I just thought of that. Just grabbing the lips and be like, no,
I'm not ready.
I'm not ready. All right, let's take a break.
Yeah.
Matt, let me drum roll you in, bitch. Welcoming Matthew Drumm.
All right, we're back.
Oh,
All right, we're back.
There we go.
There we go.
Were
Sorry
you
about
not
that,
on?
guys. No.
and
All
we're
right.
heading straight into our segments.
Let's get into them.
All right. So this week, another round of 99-cent advice.
You got
At 99 cents with your name on it. It's advice.
Nice. And if you don't know what this is, we take a piece of advice, it's one line, and we basically dissect it as much as everyone dissected our TikTok this weekend.
Yeah.
Amen. Toxic masculinity.
We should have done that one.
Oh, right there, baby.
Darn it. All right. This
So
week's
dumb.
99-cent advice. You can't fix stupid.
You can't do it.
It's almost impossible.
You know, it's a good thing Dalton's cute, huh?
Fuck off. Fuck off. No one, everyone can fix me. Never mind.
All right, you can't fix stupid.
Let's see. What?
Well, first it talks about fixing.
Yeah. So,
You know. See, but I feel like this goes against what we naturally believe in.
what do you mean?
Because like the idea of like you can't fix stupid, it goes into this idea of a fixed mindset.
Yeah, like
You know?
you're putting a wall when there's no need to have a wall there.
Yeah, like it's like, oh, I'm not good at this, so I'm just never gonna do it. I actually really disagree with this statement. Like really disagree with
I
it.
think everything is one able to be fixed in the physical sense of this. Like you can fix anything, even if it's a person in an emotional standpoint. Like if someone is stupid, you can make them smarter. They just have to know they want to be smarter. So they just have to study more or do something or give themselves the opportunity to be smarter.
Yeah, like I think that, certain things come naturally to individuals and other things like it takes more time and work, but it's more on the individual of, will they put in that work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it comes to like me doing math, not good at it, but if I really wanted to be, I could be better at it.
You could do flashcards.
I could do flashcards. I'm great at flashcards, right? Like it's like saying like going to IT, it's like a whole new language, but once you learn it, it gets a lot easier to understand when you talk about it in those terms. Just gotta give the time.
And I think it depends on the person. Like, do they want to get better at that? Because you can see people like all the time that are like, yeah, I'm not good at this, but like it doesn't affect them in their daily life, so it doesn't matter to them. Yeah. As opposed to people being like, they want to get better at something, and then they sit down and they're willing to look at themselves and be like, I'm not good here, but I know that I can get better. And I think that the problem comes when people begin to think that things are finite, like I are just things are fixed. Like I'm not good at this. And I guarantee you, if you go back far enough, it's because somebody told them that, oh, you're just not good at this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, a mindset thing of them stopping themselves.
Yeah. And it's like these like self-limiting beliefs and limitations that we put on ourselves, or that, come to fruition when we're little or whatever, being able to be like, you know what, I'm not good at this. Like it's okay. I will get better. I think once you're able to kind of break it down and you take those steps, I think anything's possible. So I think you can fix stupid.
Yeah, no, you can definitely fix stupid. I just want to know, like, Matt, like, how would you use this term?
I wouldn't use that sentence.
I'm more like,
so we go stupid. In. What's a situation where that advice is sound? Like that's the right piece of advice, or that's the right thing to say in that moment.
I think about it with like, so back when we used to mow the lawn with my dad in the backyard and stuff, my dad always had problems with the lawnmowers. Anything that we had, anything with the lawnmowers was an issue. And Dad used a term similar to this, where he took the same lawnmower to the same like shop. It was like somewhere, I forget where it was, but it was like this weird little alleyway, and this guy would take your lawnmower for the day and would fix it all up and give it back to you, and it would work for a day. And my dad brought something similar to this, and he was like, you can't fix stupid. And he just was blaming the lawnmower for just being super stupid and never working. I'm pretty sure he just broke it every week, because he just had like huge weeds, and he just didn't give a shit and just tried to, monster truck that shit. So I was actually going to bring this up, David, what you're typing. It's actually like, it's very rare that somebody can change their IQ. Like, it's very rare that somebody like can take their, like they can like focus on raising their IQ and then actually do it. So that's the actual scientific term. Like you actually can't fix stupid. What's stupid?
So
who's stupid?
I don't know.
Good question. What do you think?
What would stupid be?
I think it's such a situational phrase. Like,
so so before we jump into what's stupid, what is the situation where that phrase works?
Yeah, think on that.
You have a brother who does a lot of it.
I know, but
I do a lot of stupid shit.
No, but what I'm saying, like in my head, it's something like somebody has the same problem over and over and over and over and over, and everybody's telling them this is how you fix it, but then they keep doing it. I feel like that's where you can be like, yeah, well, you can't fix stupid. Like,
they're stuck in their way.
Yeah, but at the same time, I have a problem with like such definitive language. Like, you can't fix stupid, but I think that's just because the individual that you're referring to isn't willing to try to fix it. You get what I'm saying?
No, 100%. Dalton,
it's like, in Africa, you have the wildebeest they have to go over this one river.
That's the Lion King, but yeah.
No, it's an actual thing. Like, every year, the wildebeest go from one area to the next area. They have to go over this river, and every time there's lines and lines and lines. You can see them. They're all crocodiles just waiting, and they take down the wildebeest and throw it in the water. They do the death roll, and they eat them all up, right? It's one of those things where it's like, it's just natural for them to do it, and it's nature, and they just keep going and going, and every year they go back and forth, and they lose about maybe hundreds of wildebeest at a time, because these gators just are hungry, and this is what they wait for. They know it's coming, but you just can't fix stupid. Sometimes wildebeest are just stupid. They just do it because they have to do it. So they just got to be stupid sometimes.
But do you think that they actually don't remember the alligators every year, or they know and they're like, hey, some people got to take it for the team. This is for the greater good.
And sometimes stupid isn't a bad thing. Sometimes I'd rather have people think that I'm stupid than be like, oh no, he's smart. I'm gonna go to him for all my problems. Be like, oh, he doesn't know. But then I'd rather be like, you know what? Like, I'd rather have people like think they can't solve a problem than come to me with all their problems. You know, I will only have that select few people that would come to me with their specific things, and having enough trust in me and knowing that I can help with those few people. I wouldn't want everybody thinking that I'm extremely smart and can help all their issues, because that'd just be annoying. You know, so always have that select few and let the rest think you're stupid, because who the fuck cares what they think?
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. So I linked an article. It's from Rudder.
Say it again.
And Cornell. Rudder and Cornell. Basically, they were along the lines of you, Matt, where they're like, it's when people that show a lack of competence, that characteristic is what prevents them from realizing their stupidity. So it's the fact that it's not so much that what they're doing is stupid. I mean, yes, it is. But what makes it stupid rather than a mistake is the lack of awareness. Like that what they think they're doing the right thing. They think what they're doing is smart.
Legitimately think they're doing that.
Yes.
Okay.
They don't realize it's the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
And that defiance or lack of awareness, competence, whatever, that's what makes them stupid.
Interesting. I'm surprised we're going so deep into this. I did not think this was going to be this long.
That's what this is all about.
Kind of interesting.
And then he goes on to say something better. He says, when test subjects explain their knowledge of totally concocted scientific principles, they're even more sure of the knowledge. He calls that stupidity squared. So it's like it's basically when you double down on your wrong things. It like just the fact of doubling down and having to explain it makes you, I guess it's part of like that sunk cost fallacy where it's like, no, if I know this much, it has to be right.
Yeah.
So
I can't be wrong.
Are you stupid squared sometimes?
I think we're all stupid squared sometimes.
I've definitely been stupid squared.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, multiple times.
Yeah.
Thousands of times.
Yeah.
Right now. Who cares?
But so where's a situation where that absolutely is the wrong thing to say to someone?
I feel like the point where you're like, I'm just going to stick to this lie is the main. What?
AA, like an AA meeting.
Oh.
Alcoholics Anonymous.
That's a good,
terrible
advice.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
Like, I fucked up. Like I drank again. Well, you can't fix. Give me your chip. You can't fix stupid. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's the
Like
very
they know
wrong
it's
side.
wrong, but they go back to do it anyways.
Or like if your therapist tells you that.
Word.
I feel like that'd be a bad setting to do that in.
Yeah. Probably not the best time.
Can that ever be taken as a form of tough love or
See, yes, like I can totally hear like it I feel like you can say the same thing as like, well, they've got to figure it out on their own. Like you've tried to help this person, hands up, like, you know, I'm sorry, I can't help you. You're going to have to figure it out. I feel like that's a very nice way of saying like, well, you can't fix stupid. Like they're going to do what they're going to do regardless.
You kind of already know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that just takes the stress and puts it on you instead of stupid.
Yeah.
You can't fix stupid. They have to fix it themselves.
They've got to do it themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we did it. We dissected another 99-cent advice. Good advice, bad advice. Is this 99-cent advice or is this $99 advice?
This is definitely 99-cent advice.
Yeah.
It's so would then if you gotta eat shit, don't nibble. Is that $99 advice?
It's 99-cent advice, but it's worth something. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
It's worth 99
It has its
cents.
worth. It has its worth of 99 cents.
Yeah.
Take that as far as you want. Not quite $1, but it's close.
Okay. All right. Well, into our bi-weekly segment.
Smoking in the boys' room.
Nope, wrong one again.
What are we looking at? Ready? What are we looking at?
It's the wrong song.
wrong-
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, the one that. Okay.
1, 2, 3. The boys' room.
Nice.
All right.
We really synced our voices very well together.
We're professionals.
I'm so proud of us.
We're professionals, bro.
We are.
That's what we do.
It's because you found the foundation of it does not revolve
We're
around
professionals.
that Matt does every week like he does
I
with
hate when
Tanner.
he does that.
So we got some advice posts for the three of you.
Let's do it.
We're
Matt,
just going to
right
jump right into it. So the first one is called "My Son Won't Obey My Orders."
in. Yeah.
And we're going to get into it.
Teenagers.
My son is 18 and he won't obey any of my orders. He thinks because he's a subcontractor and pays $750 a month, he thinks he shouldn't have to obey me.
Yeah.
But I think as his father, it doesn't matter how old he is, what job he works, or how much he pays in rent, he must always obey my direct orders. I told him yesterday that before he went to work this morning, he was to do the dishes and take the trash to the dump, and he defied me. I do not accept defiance in this family. I am his father and superior. He pays rent to me to live in my house. I want absolute order and obedience. It's fair enough for raising him in a decent household. Even when he's not working for the day, he'll purposely leave and hang out with his friends to avoid me. I'm seriously about to punch walls. He frustrates me so much. What can I do to make him more obedient to me?
First,
He's a male dom? Jeez.
Let's work on this toxic masculinity that's exuding out of this.
So would you take this and would you say, you can't fix stupid
To the dad or the son?
to the dad?
Okay.
But see, this comes to a let's just dissect this here, right? There's a couple words that he used. Okay, we'll start with absolute order. Okay, obedience,
Defies.
hangs out with friends to avoid me. So there's some self-awareness here, right?
He notices it.
He's like,
Yeah.
every time I'm around,
Yeah.
my son happens to hang out with his friends.
He sees his truths, but he's defying his truths as well.
But like my problem, and I'm somebody that's so self-reflective that I see this and I'm like, bro, how do you, like, if you notice it, how do you not ask the questions like, what am I doing that's making my son avoid me?
He could just word it a little different. I don't know. That might be a big change if he just is like, hey, can you just maybe do the dishes later? Like, that'd be awesome. I would really appreciate it. Instead of going, how dare you defy my order of thou art doing dishes in thy house?
Yeah, and I feel like in what sense is he defying him, right? Like, is when he says do the dishes and take the trash out, is it not done when he wants, but it still gets done, or is it just being completely ignored at all times?
Or is it ignored or forgotten?
Yeah.
In what age does this man live in? Like,
well, if he's 18, we could probably assume he's in his 40s.
I was talking about like the time period.
Oh, yeah.
Thou art defy my
but
calling.
So this is actually a pretty interesting question. When you start paying your parents rent, do things actually change? Because like in my head, for whatever reason, I feel like if I pay rent, I shouldn't have to like have a curfew. But like normal like house, clean up after yourself, that stuff, it should just be expected whether you're paying or not.
I think doing the dishes, okay, that makes sense. But also, homeboy's working full time. He's tired. He's adjusting to a new lifestyle. There's a lot more that goes into it instead of just him paying rent and that's it. Like, I'm sure he's like trying to figure out his life as much as his dad is.
I don't think this kid's like a bad kid or something. If he has a job that can pay $750 a month for rent, like he's doing all right.
Yeah. I could do that at 18. Jesus.
Yeah, and then like even I'm his father and his superior. Like, dude, you're having. I think what it is like he's probably going through like a midlife crisis and he's just like losing control over his kid. He probably doesn't have control over the rest of his life either. And now he's like freaking out. Like he wants to control, like you'll see people when they lose control of everything or they feel really out of control out of the rest of their lives, they try to control one thing that they know that they can and they hold on and control it. And if that thing tries to, even if it doesn't defy it, in a great way, but it defies it slightly, it's blown out of proportion as this huge thing. And I think kind of what this sounds like. I can't guarantee, but I would put my money on, if I was a betting man, I'd put my money on like, he's probably losing control in every other aspect of his life. So this is what he's focusing on.
But the minute his son is like, fuck this, I'm leaving, and he goes, he's going to feel like shit for all the stuff that he's doing.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. Because he's like, I shouldn't have done that. But he won't realize it till it's gone. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
which does suck. But some people have to learn like the hard way, man. Just like getting slapped in the face and being like, oh, now I understand why that wasn't a bad idea, instead of being told.
Yeah.
There's a big difference, and a lot of people are like that. You know what I mean? And it kind of sucks, but sometimes you got to be hit with the whip to understand.
So you think it's more about him and his life than the relationship between the two of them?
I do, because I think that has a direct like correlation to his relationship with his kid.
Or just like take the money out of it. If he like, I feel like the son may feel like he is better off now because he's paying rent. So maybe he feels like he doesn't have to do all these things that he used to do when he didn't have to pay rent, because now he's a part of the house instead of just being living under the roof that his dad owns. Now he's attributing some stuff so he can afford to live there with him instead of living like under him in a sense.
Well, that's what strikes me too with him. It seems like he's the kind of dad, just based on the rest of the post, that'd be like, the second you turn 18, out of my house. I want you out of my house. I want you on your own place. If you're staying here, it's because you're going to pay rent, which means the kid wanted to stay home. If that was the case, he didn't. Yeah. He could have left, and he chose to stay home, which means he might not see the relationship as strained as the dad does.
Well, I mean, some of these comments, if someone says, I hope this is a troll post. Really? He defied you? You realize you're not running a prison or army camp. I would leave the house to get away from you too. If this makes you so angry you want to be violent, you need therapy. If he's paying you $750 per month for rent, I would advise him to move out. He could easily afford his own place or with a roommate and be done with you. But you know what? If this is his response to this, I wouldn't be surprised if like maybe he's like manipulating his son to even like stay there, like and pay. You know, like it sounds like there's a relationship here between him and his son that
slightly poisonous.
Yeah.
So what would you say to, I guess, both of them? What would you say to both of them, the son and the dad?
Son, get the hell out. Move out.
Father, shut the fuck up.
Go to therapy.
Yeah, homeboy needs therapy. Or just word things better. Yeah. You're
so
not...
Keep doing what he's doing, but just learn how to speak better.
Just know how to approach an issue.
If you can properly communicate yourself...
I feel like we've done this so many times. If you communicate better...
but that's one of the 90% of the problems in the world is that, you know? Like, I feel like if you can communicate better, like, a lot of problems would just be solved. But the problem is that, like, even I'm bad at it at times, you know?
You're terrible at it.
What?
All right, on to the next one. Let me first start off by saying this makes me feel really guilty. I don't understand my disgust, and I feel terrible because I just want him to be happy. My boyfriend throws tantrums sometimes. He'll stomp and wail and fidget, but then he's usually over it in like 2 minutes. Just needs to get it out of his system, I guess. This alone really annoys me, and I've taken to just walking away. I tell him I'm not going to put up with a tantrum. Just let me know when he's done. He's asked me to call them outbursts because he's embarrassed whenever I say tantrum.
You say tantrum, babe. Outburst.
For example, I'm very stressed right now because we got a new puppy. He's small and it's freaking me out, so I've been keeping a close eye.
Small.
Yesterday, I walked into the kitchen and I hear, "No, oh my God, why?" in this heartbreaking wailing sound. I run in and he's dropped his sandwich. I was livid. I told him he scared me. I'll eat the goddamn sandwich. Don't freak out like that because I was worried the dog was hurt. Then I felt guilty and told him I understood the food was important, and my reaction was a gut freak out. Problem is, it happens all the time. He'll wail about something and I'll snap at him to chill the fuck out. And then to make matters worse, it's extended to him showing actual emotion. He doesn't cry often, but he did the other day, and all I could feel was rage and disgust. And I wanted to shake him and tell him to snap out of it. I know it was stress-based because I was trying to get the puppy into his bed for the first time, and he just stormed out when I needed help. So it was more of a, can you wait to have your meltdown until after we take care of this? Oh my God. Plus the literal wailing was frightening the pup. I still held him, let him cry it out, and did not express my anger. Instead, I told him to please help me and just give me a minute to get situated, and I'll come hold and cuddle him. It wound up being okay, but the guilt I felt is unimaginable. I've been in a relationship before where crying was just for funerals because otherwise he wouldn't be a man, and that made me sick. But I fear some of that residual bias is making me react poorly to my man's struggle. He's expressive, so what? I would just like some techniques on keeping calm and respecting his right to feel things without me getting nasty about it.
How long have they been together?
I don't think it
It
says.
doesn't say, but she is 25 and he is 28.
So, I mean, to me, it sounds like they've been together for a while. There could be a reason as to why he reacts this way, and I'm thinking this. She has supported him in the beginning, right? So say he had a small reaction or an outburst, and she supported him on it, and he liked the feeling of her, like,
He liked the attention.
he liked the attention in that way, where it's extreme, really good, and then that's it. And he got what he needed. That was like his fix, like kind of like a high. So he saw that, and it's been progressively getting more and more like intensive, right? So I'm sure that in his own way, like, this is normal, but he's been doing it for so long, he doesn't know how bad it is. But now it's getting to a point where she's like, oh my God, like, I've been supporting this and I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot. I mean, it's okay to have like frustration. It's okay to feel your feelings. I do believe like men cry. That's
Absolutely.
okay. Women cry. That's okay. Everyone's allowed to cry. There's no reason you shouldn't feel your feelings. But when you're 28 and having like tantrums and you drop your sandwich and you start wailing about it, come on. There's a line, bro. There's a line. You got to be an adult at some point and just fucking hell, dude.
I don't even know where to begin with this.
Well, just start from the front, start from the top.
Well, no shit, Sherlock. It's like, I would focus on, be like, all right, so there are situations where, you know, crying happens, an intense conversation, you know, but like, if he reacts, maybe not with tears, but, you know, it says heartbreaking wailing.
Like, no, oh my God, why?
Like, because he dropped his sandwich. Like, what happens in a slightly bigger situation where you get in a car accident? You know, it sounds like he really likes the attention. That's like kind of what I thought too.
I don't think he notices it though.
But yeah, he might not. He might not actually notice that that's why he does it. But also, like, I feel like coming from a relationship where men don't cry unless it's for a funeral, you know?
Yeah.
That can tend to be very, you know, cold. So I'm sure she probably liked that he was emotional at one time, you know, like.
And she probably really supported the feelings of it.
Yeah, but then now it's just kind of like there has to be a fine line, you know?
Yeah.
And like I feel like they need to establish that.
Like one extreme to the next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Man.
That's insane. Like we always say with a lot of these issues, it could definitely be talked out, but I feel like with her, she has to be so careful because he'll throw a tantrum if like here's one thing.
Yeah, and like at what point is it like you can't even communicate with him about, you know, difficult stuff because then he'll just have a tantrum.
Yeah.
And at what point do you stop having tantrums?
Yeah, why
Like he needs to learn some proper, you know, this is how I express myself this way. I need to learn some techniques to, you know, maybe express it in some other, you know, forms or fashions.
I think all of us here have punched a hole in a wall or a door at some point, right? Mm-hmm. No? Okay. Me and Matt have. But again, we were like 18, 17. I was 17 and 18, and I would get mad and I would punch a hole in the door. And that'd be that, right? Done, settled. But that was like 17 or 18. Do I do any of that now? No, I just I think about the situation and I try to figure it out slowly and I talk to people I need to talk to and it kind of happens. But I just don't understand how you can go this far in life, even just to this age of 28. I still don't think that that's okay, that it's kind of weird, that nobody else does it except him. Like, unless he really just doesn't see, he doesn't do any like self-reflection. Like, how, dude?
Yeah.
How do you not know that that's not okay?
Yeah. I don't know.
Not even like that's like not normal. It's just not okay.
So now she has, she's developed this negative association with him showing emotion. So
She went from one extreme to the next.
What can you say to her to help her with this now that she's just unfortunately developed this
resentment?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, you know how some people say when your baby cries, like, let the baby cry it out.
Self-soothing?
No, don't punch the baby, no. Okay. But it's you let the baby cry it out and you just give it its time to do its own thing, right?
So she needs to treat him
she
like
might,
the toddler he's being.
If she really loves him this much, she will have to do like like without him even knowing, but let him cry it out. Let him have his moment. Don't go over there. Don't check on him. Let him realize that what he's doing isn't getting a reaction anymore, so he has to do something else. Or it'll give him the balls to just come talk to her.
Yeah, but
then she can use that as an opportunity to be like, I just don't think it's okay for me to support you when you're acting like this.
No, so I agree. I just have
your
a
face
hard...
pissed me off when you looked at me.
I don't care. I have a hard time like she shouldn't have to do that. She's not his mom. Yes. You know what I mean? Like,
but this is the way she can fix the situation.
No, I understand what you're saying.
How would you go about it?
How would I go about it?
If your boyfriend was doing that.
If my boyfriend was doing that.
Yeah.
I would honestly tell him he just needs to learn how to regulate his emotions better. Like that's really it, you know? And that conversation, I guarantee you, would not go well.
No, not to suppress them.
Not to suppress them. Just regulate them better. Like dropping a sandwich, like it's one thing you drop. Oh, damn it! I dropped a sandwich. You know, damn it! I was really hungry.
You're damn right. I'm still gonna pick that bitch
Clean
up and eat it though.
You know what I mean? Like, but to have a whole breakdown about it, like that's uncalled for. You know, and that would just make the relationship with my significant other worse, because if I know that that's how they're gonna react over dropping a sandwich, Lord forbid.
The only time I can imagine us having this reaction is if we drop a drink. If we drop like our beer or something, maybe. Like, damn.
Yeah, but when we do it, it's okay. Not when this guy does it.
Yeah, it's not okay when he does it.
Not okay when he does it.
We're drummers. It's different. We have a podcast.
All right. Let's go into it. Long story short, almost a week ago, I had to drop something off at my friend's apartment. It's a huge apartment complex, and the chances of encountering someone in the elevator are pretty high and nothing unusual, so I wasn't really expecting to get attacked by a random man when the doors of the elevator closed. But it happened. It was very traumatic, but I'm glad I got away with only a broken nose and bruises. It could have ended a lot worse. I'm grateful it didn't. The man took my phone and purse. Jeez. Police have been contacted. The man's been found. I don't have any relations. It was just a random attack. I'm currently recovering more mentally than physically, and I'd love to have a little bit of peace, but that's not possible with my husband. Of course, this incident didn't just scare the hell out of me, but him as well. But he's transferring his constant distress and panic to me. Immediately after the incident, he bought me pepper spray and a self-defense keychain.
As he would.
He's currently trying to install security cameras almost everywhere, and he's also planning to change the door locks. He bought a new phone, downloaded an app on it, so he's going to be able to track me at any time, and he also wants to teach me self-defense techniques.
Yeah.
He does martial arts training for kids and adults, so he's experienced. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate all of his efforts to keep me safe, but he can barely sit still for 2 minutes. The incident stressed him out even more than me, I think. At night, he won't come to bed because he's researching something about security cameras or something like that. I'm starting to get really worried about him because he's not getting any sleep and stresses himself out really bad, and he won't listen to me when I tell him that he should relax.
Yep.
As I said, I'm grateful for the things he's doing, but I would be even more grateful if he just calmed down for a bit. So how do I tell him he should stop stressing himself out, or what to do in general?
That's hard. That's hard.
I bet you he feels guilty.
He wasn't there.
As a guy or as a significant other, like, you know, we always want to be able to protect, you know, and like if this happened to Monique, I guarantee I would probably do almost the same thing. Maybe not. And I could hear Monique being like, you know, every single time, like telling me to calm down, because every single time he does something, suggests something, he's consumed now in wanting to protect her, which is great, right? Like that's important.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like every time he does that, she's reminded of the incident. And so essentially she lived it. She got away, thankfully, you know, almost unscathed, and they caught the guy. But now it's like she has to relive that every single time he brings something up. He tries to fix something. This, you know, like it just constantly gets brought up.
That's just so hard to deal with.
And that's rough because like
From both sides.
Yeah, exactly. I understand why she wants it to stop, but I also really understand why he wants to do all this. Get it.
Yeah, that's hard because he just wants to help, and that's his way of helping is prep, because he realized, okay, I fucked up because I wasn't prepared this time, but you bet your ass will be prepared the next time.
Yeah.
So that's all he's just trying to prep now. Now he's like, it's never going to happen again.
Yeah.
Because he failed once, he's not going to do it again.
And I think it's like, how do they both process differently? Because it sounds like he just wants to fix everything.
Yeah.
And it sounds like she's more like, I want 5 minutes to forget that it happened and things can be normal for a little bit.
Sounds like she just wants him to just be there.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to make sure I'm there all the time.
Yeah.
Even when I'm not there, I'm there.
You know, and like the whole tracking device on the phone, like now it's kind of like her sense of individualism and privacy is kind of gone now.
It feels like a lot's being taken away from
Same
her
with
as
the
well.
security cameras.
Huh?
Same with the security cameras. If they're inside the house.
Yeah, absolutely. Now she can't go anywhere without being watched or without her husband knowing where she's at. And I guarantee you, he's probably like texting her every like 7 minutes that she's out.
They both. I mean, she should go to therapy just in general to deal with that situation. But I also think he should, because that's different. That's difficult for someone to take in, for a significant other to take in.
And the topping, the icing on the cake is the fact that I bet you he feels extra guilty because he's a martial arts trainer for kids and adults, and he never taught his significant other, wife, whatever, how to defend herself.
Yeah.
Now I know how it is. Like it is hard. It takes a special relationship to be able to train your significant other. It really does. It's a weird dynamic.
Well, they don't see you in that way. They don't see you as a coach.
Exactly. You're just like, like Monique and I, like if we work out together, like when I was just starting college, Monique and I would work out together in the garage. Mind you, we're both very young, but like we would get mad at each other because like I would tell her what to do and then she would do it, but then do something else. And then I would get mad that, babe, you need like 90 seconds of rest before you hit your next set. Otherwise the muscle gain isn't going to be there. Fucking stupid bro science. But then she would get mad because she had a different idea of what working out was, right? We just didn't. It just didn't work out, But then I see other people like at the gym, like they'll come in and their significant other will give them a cue or give them a correction. Immediate annoyance with that person. But then I go and I tell them the same thing. But since I'm the coach, it's okay. There's that relationship there, so I understand probably why he didn't teach her. But at the same time, he's probably feels very guilty that he didn't.
Dude, nobody's wrong in this scenario.
Yeah,
nobody's wrong. Everyone's feeling their feelings. It's just how they're coming about the situation with one another is probably the thing that's affecting them the most. But you can't blame her for feeling the way she does, and you can't blame him for feeling the way he does, because that's hard on both of them, no matter what happened.
Yeah.
Like
I think they just need to communicate as to like what they need, because they're both coping and trying to cope in two very opposite ways.
Yeah, and it's very like opposite sides of the spectrum for both of them. They don't know how to react.
Yeah,
that's rough. I hope she's okay. I hope she has a.
If you're watching this, I hope you're doing better.
Hope you have a great recovery.
But so, what should she say to him, or how should she go about?
That's just basic communication tactics.
But
yeah. What basic communication tactics?
So say, Matt, you're my boyfriend. I got attacked.
Yeah.
I want to look at you and go, hey,
what's up?
You act like you're trying to fix something.
Listen, I just signed us up
whoa.
for 3 weeks worth of D-Rod's defensive classes.
Look, I appreciate you doing that for me, but right now, I just need you to cuddle me and watch a movie. I really want to watch How the Grinch Stole Christmas and not think about being punched in the face every 5 seconds.
If the Grinch tried to steal Christmas from you, I'd kick his ass.
I know, we have security cameras. I understand.
I would see it coming.
Yeah, I know.
A mile away.
You're tracking me everywhere I go. You would know I was in the wrapping section. But there's just
but something like that, like as going like, I want to feel protected.
And she says it. She goes, I really, really appreciate all of this, all of his efforts. She knows it, and she can see that they're both coping very differently.
Yeah,
it's a very like
that's dicey.
Situation. Yeah.
It's very dicey.
It's not gonna go well, but you got to talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, good luck to them. Matt, what are you squaring up with this week?
What am I squaring up with this week? I'm squaring up with gas stations. And I will tell you why. My tire pressure was low the other day, rolled up to Shell, and they wanted me to pay $1.50 to use air. And then that's not every gas station. So only gas stations.
Chevron is free.
So gas stations that charge you for air when you need to get home and you need to pump up your tire. Squaring up with you this week. Dawn, what are you squaring up with this week?
So do you just have flat tires now?
No, I pumped him.
Oh,
up.
you paid the $1.50?
No, I rode home and then pumped him up here. But
So I have a friend who I'm squaring up with my friend here. She got me a gift, but didn't say she was getting me a gift. So then I had no gift for her for Christmas, and it makes me feel terrible inside.
So you're squaring up with people that don't tell other people that they're getting gifts.
Yeah,
for
like your sisters knew I was getting both of them gifts. I was getting you a gift. Like everyone knew I was getting them a gift, so they got me something back, and it was okay. It was mutual.
Mm-hmm.
But then when someone comes up to you, he's like, "Oh, I got you this for Christmas," and you're like, "You didn't communicate this with me that I don't have anything for you, and I'm just taking and not giving, and it feels
am I bad
terrible."
if I don't feel that bad when that happens? Like I didn't know.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, if you were to, do you make sure everyone you're getting a gift for knows, or will you just be like, hey, I got you this gift?
Yeah, if the shoe's on the other side of the foot, would you understand if they were mad?
Yeah, because with me, it's like the way I told your sisters was like, I'm so excited for what I'm gonna get you for Christmas. Like it's just me being excited to give them something. So I talk about it with them.
So everyone that gets a present from you, like, knows.
Guaranteed.
Okay.
Guaranteed.
That'll never be the situation for you.
It's
No.
not true.
Impossible.
He didn't tell me he was getting me something.
We're brothers. It's kind of a given. You have your core. I always have to get Mom, Dad, and Matthew something. David's after that.
David, what are you squaring up with this week?
I'm squaring up with my sciatica.
Nice.
Stupid.
It's been acting up.
Why'd you grab your thigh when you did
That's
that?
where
it's at.
sciatica is.
Sciatica's on the thigh? I thought it was on your
It's
ass.
from the back,
From the
and then
booty.
it runs down. It's a nerve that
Really?
runs all the way down.
Mhm.
Oh, there it is.
There it
Feel
is.
right there.
Yeah.
Was it
So
from Saturday?
it's from Saturday. I'm really good. I pulled it a while back, and I've been really good on stretching and doing the moves correctly so it doesn't act up. But I just didn't do that this Saturday or something. So I've had a pain for the past couple of days. It's really dumb. These next two, I think, might all be the same.
I have
But
one.
Matt,
I have one.
oh, Dalton, what's your woe dude of the week?
This is the fact one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is a crazy factor story. You were just like, whoa, dude.
This is like a story that I heard on, of course, TikTok. But it was about why we flip people off. Also, sorry for flipping everyone off. It's apparently when France and England were at war during like medieval times, the French army would kidnap the English longbowmen because they were like very experienced. They were like the snipers of their generation. So they would cut off their middle fingers. So that's what they would shoot with. So they would cut off their middle fingers. So then when the English would like kill the French and the French would run away, they would flip them off. So
Because-
they still have their middle fingers. And
that's
so
interesting.
That's why, I mean, that they're saying that that's where like the flipping off comes from. I don't know if that's true, but I thought that was really like an interesting fact on why they flipped them off.
Hey,
I
you know
do-
what? It's canon.
I do know that's why in England it's not flipping people off that's offensive. It's when you do this. And that's where I'm like, this story might be a little different.
Yeah.
But it's because this is the archery fingers.
Yeah, but then if you lose this finger,
So if you cut both fingers off, you can't pull your bow anymore. So it could be one of the two. It might be both.
Might be
do you
wrong.
think you shoot a bow with your mouth? Like,
Yeah. If you're really, really good at it.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows?
then you get it.
Matt, what's your woe dude of the week?
My woe dude of the week. It's just gonna be going viral on TikTok.
That was awesome.
That's gonna be my stoked and woe dude. I never thought anybody would be interested in
Him
our
hugging me.
shenanigans. And
He just gave me a hug.
and it was just like it's most simple of videos. Just a hug that David told me to do when I went to the bathroom. But I just think like it's kind of cool, like, you know, something everybody can connect with. And then what got me stoked this week, jumping to the next one, is that people duetted it.
Yeah.
That was a trip. Like, people I don't know, like, just like duetted the video and gave their siblings a hug. One brother was just kind of like weirded out, and then the other one was like, I don't know how to do this, but I'm just gonna film myself giving my sibling a hug. And you know, it was cool. So the fact that like people got some hugs this weekend, and you know, I just think that's kind of cool, spreading some love. So I'm about it.
I'm stoked for this new year, baby. Let's get it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
get it.
this whole week has been like planning. Like, I'm gonna do some more after this. I'm just like, what I want to do, things like how I do it, break it down step by step. Actually, I heard this quote that says, "Don't start your day until it's finished." And the idea is like, don't start your day until you've planned it out. You know, so like at least plan out what you want to do that day and what you want to get to accomplish.
Yeah.
You know, and then you start your day. So like the day before, plan it. I thought that was really powerful. I really like that one.
Also, I did that today, and I also only got like one thing done, but I still tried. I still tried. That counts. But we had some other complications.
Yeah.
So it's fine. We figured it out.
Cool. What about you, David? Cheese.
What about you? Did
3 different names?
I had Diamond Dave, D-Rod, and David in my head all coming through. So
probably, yeah. What got me stoked? Oh, I start a new job next week, so that gets me
that's
stoked.
right. Hell
I get this week off, get to do whatever I want, and then start next week. Whoa, dude was also the TikTok, but how? And again, like you're right. All we had planned was I saw one that was like, hug your sibling, hug your sibling randomly. So that's all we did. And the amount of dissection that people got out of it,
that was wild.
From the flinch to Matt saying shh.
I just wonder
to
if
him.
me and Matt looked at that video, like if we saw somebody else doing it and that they had that same reaction, like would we be like, oh, dude, look at that?
You'd probably send it to each other.
Maybe.
I think it's also a lot more wholesome than your TikTok feeds are.
Oh, 1,000%.
Your guys' TikTok algorithm is not as wholesome as what we made. Your scream at the end.
Yeah,
my
pterodactyl shriek.
Everyone said it was a pterodactyl. I'm not a fucking dinosaur. I'm a human being.
He got so upset at that one. He's like, "I'm not a pterodactyl." I'm like, Dalton, like, relax. It's a joke.
That's the curse, man. You can get all the cute comments. You can get all the hug me comments. You can get all the hair comments.
Yeah,
and all he's gonna focus on is a couple negative ones.
Not a pterodactyl. Do you see wings on this?
If you do, it's my lads. I've been working them out. All right, if you made it this far into the podcast or the video, thank you so much for your time. If you are on YouTube, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. That way you're notified when we do upload videos. And go ahead and follow us on all of our social media platforms at Drumm Podcast.
See if you can get a spot in that TikTok follower list.
Follow us on TikTok. That's been where all of our action has been happening lately. And if you're new here and this is your first episode, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you for listening and suffering with us.
We really do appreciate it. So, as always, guys, everybody stay safe and get ready for this new year. Let's all get ready to kill it.
Get it.
See you guys next week. Bye. Oh, forgot something very big. Until next time, you guys, I'm Drumm.
And I'm Drummer.
We'll see you guys then. Bye.
Bye. I just realized I never flushed the toilet. Yeah, I know. I flushed it.
Oh, did you? Thank you.